Hello guys, welcome to week 2, video 2. This video is just some more practice with 2-digit dividends, which is our total inside the house, by 1-digit divisor. Just as a side note, in 4th grade, we go up to 4-digit dividends inside the house and only a 1-digit divisor. So you won't see anything any larger than that. Okay, but we're starting basic, we're starting small, just to kind of get comfortable with the steps, and then we'll build up in a few more videos to 3-digit dividends and 4-digit dividends. Okay, so I've got a couple more problems here from the long division page 2 sheet that was in your packet. Okay, next one we're going to do is 38 divided by 2. And I've written our steps over here. The Does McDonald's sell burgers rapidly? Which means divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and repeat. Okay, so I'm going to start off pretending that I'm only dividing 3 divided by 2 right now. So I'm going to underline the 3, and I'm going to write to the side 3 divided by 2. Okay, so my divisor is 2. Okay, so I have to think about how many 2's I can take out of 3. So pretend you had 3 jelly beans and you want to put them in groups of 2. You're trying to think of how many groups of 2 you could make if you only had 3. Okay, I know that's pretty basic right now, but we want to start out small and work our way up. Okay, so for those that struggle with those math facts, I'm going to use my hashtag and I'm going to fill in with my multiples of 2. I have 2, 4, 6, and I can already see, I can't go over 3, right? So I can already see that I can only take 1 group, because if I take 2 groups of 4, 2 times 4, or I'm sorry, 2 times 2 is 4, okay? So that 4 is gonna be too much, okay? That's higher than 3, so I can't use that. So we're gonna say that 3 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, yes, there's a remainder left over, but we're not going to worry about that. Okay, remember these are our quotients. Our quotients always go on top of the house. So this 1 is going to go above the 3 that I underlined. Okay, so I just divided. Now my next step is to multiply. So I'm going to put my little multiplication sign there on the corner of the house. And I'm going to multiply. I'm going to use my arrows just as a reminder. I'm going to multiply that 1 that I just put up there times my divisor of 2, which is 2. And that's going to go underneath the digit that I underlined. Okay, so I put my 2 there. My next step after multiplication is to subtract. Okay, so I'm going to subtract the 3 minus 2. Remember, we're not taking the 8 into account right now. We're not looking at that, okay? Right now we're just subtracting the 3 minus 2, which will give us 1. Okay, so we subtracted and put my check mark there. Next, I need to bring down. Now I'm going to use my 8. Okay, so I'm going to bring down my 8 and put it next to the 1, and that makes the number 18. Okay, the 1 and the 8 are not separate anymore. That makes the number 18. Okay, so I've brought down. The R is for repeat. Okay, we repeat, start the process all over again with division. Okay, now remember, after we divide the first digit at the top, we don't divide from the top anymore. Now I'm dividing from the bottom, from what's remaining, what's left over here. Okay, so I'm going to draw my arrow. I'm going to divide 18 divided by 2. Okay, put my little division sign there to remind me. I'm dividing 18 divided by 2. Okay, all right, so if I continue on with my hashtags, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. Or if you know your facts, you know that 2 times 9 equals 18. So 18 divided by 2 has to be 9. Okay? So again, this is a quotient. 9 is a quotient. Quotients go on top of the house. So I'm going to take this 9 and I'm going to put it up here above the 8. Okay? So what we just did is we divided again. So I need a second check mark next to division. Okay? Next, I'm going to multiply. Remember, I'm only multiplying the 9 times the 2, not 19 times 2. Okay, we've already multiplied the 1 times 2. All right, so 9 times 2, we already know that equals 18. Okay, so when I multiply that 9 times 2 and get 18, I need to put it down here underneath this remainder of 18. Okay, so now I need to subtract it. Oops, forgot to put my check mark on multiply. Now subtract 18 minus 18 leaves me with nothing. Okay, so we just subtracted. Okay, now going back to the steps that I showed you in the last video, how do I know when I'm done? Okay, well, clue number 1, there's nothing left to bring down. Okay, so bring down would be my next step, but there's nothing left in my dividend to bring down. Okay, so that's clue 1 that I'm done. Clue 2, the remainder. My remainder is 0. I have nothing left. Remainder is smaller than the divisor. Yes, 0 is smaller than 2. Okay, so check off clue number 2. Clue number 3 now. All of the digits in the dividend, okay, here are my digits in my dividend, have a digit above them. Yes, they do. Okay, so we can check off clue 3. All right, since we were able to check off all 3 clues, that means that we are done, except for checking. Okay, so now to check our work to make sure we did this correctly, we're going to take our quotient, which is 19, and we're going to multiply it times our divisor, times 2, to see if that gives me 38. Okay, 2 times 9 is 18. Put my 8 down, carry my 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus the extra 1 is 3. And it matches, so we did this correctly. Okay, all right, so our answer would be, we would have a quotient of 19, remainder 0. Okay, next problem. 63 divided by 3. Okay, so I've got my steps. Does McDonald's sell burgers rapidly? Okay, starting off with my first digit in my dividend, pretending that the 3 in 63 is not there. Okay, so I'm going to divide 6 divided by 3. Okay, so if I'm having trouble with my facts, I'm going to use multiples of 3 because my divisor is 3. Okay, so I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and 27. Okay, so I want to divide 6 divided by 3. Or you can think, what can I multiply times 3 that gives me 6? Okay, well, if I look at my hashtag here, I can get 6 exactly. Okay, right here. Okay, that would be 2 groups. Okay, because 2 times 3 equals 6. If you know your fact families, that means that 6 divided by 3 has to equal 2. Okay, so 6 divided by 3 is 2. Remember, these are quotients over here, and our quotients always go on top of the house. So this 2 is going to go above the 6. Okay, so we've just divided. Now I'm going to multiply. I'm going to put my little multiplication sign on the corner of the house, and I'm going to multiply 2 times 3. Okay, 2 times 3 is 6. That 6 is going to go underneath what I underlined. Okay, so we've multiplied. All right, now we need to subtract the 6 minus 6. 6 minus 6 leaves us with 0. Okay, we've subtracted. Now I need to bring down. Okay, I'm going to bring down this 3. Okay, I've got to bring it down and put it next to the 0. And I have the number 3. Okay. From there, I need to repeat the process. Start over and repeat. That means starting with division. Okay, remember, once we've divided the first digit up here, we don't divide from the top anymore. We divide down here, okay, with what's left over. So I'm going to divide 3 divided by 3. And I'll write that out over here. 3 divided by 3 equals, if I have 3 jelly beans and I'm trying to put them in groups of 3, I can make one group, okay? Because I know that 1 times 3 equals 3. That means that 3 divided by 3 equals 1, okay? Okay, again, this is a quotient, so that 1 needs to go where quotients go, which is on top of the house, okay? So we just divided again. So I need a second check. Now I'm gonna multiply. I'm gonna multiply the 1 times the 3, which is 3, okay? Now, the placement of the 3, you need to make sure that you're putting it in the ones place under the 3 from our remainder. Don't put it over here underneath the 0. It's got to go over here in the ones place, okay? So now I'm going to subtract. 3 minus 3 is 0, and then obviously 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay, so we just subtracted. Oh, now I need my clues again because I can tell that I have nothing left to bring down. The next step would be to bring down, but there's nothing there. So I think I might be done. Okay, so we've checked off clue 1. There's nothing left to bring down. Clue 2. Is my remainder smaller than my divisor? Remember, the remainder is always at the bottom down here. My remainder is 0. My divisor is 3. So yes, it is smaller. Okay, now clue 3. All of the digits in my dividend have a digit above them. Okay, so the 6 has a 2 above it and the 3 has a 1 above it. Okay, so we were able to say yes for all 3 of those. So I am done except for checking. So to check this, I'm going to take my quotient of 21 and I'm going to multiply it times my divisor of 3, and hopefully I will get the dividend of 63. 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 2 is 6. It matches, so that is correct. Okay, now what I want you guys to do is to continue practicing. Practice makes perfect with division. That's the only way that it's going to get better, is to keep practicing and keep practicing. And please reach out to your teacher if you need additional support so that they can help you with that if you get stuck. Also, please make sure that you go onto Google Classroom once you have finished the long division page 1, which is this page. I believe Miss Ivara or Miss Sablater has posted that, where you can go in and enter your answers in a Google form. So make sure that you do that so we can mark off that you've turned that in. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next video.